Hello, very, very warm welcome to you. My name is Anne-Marie. If you've not seen me before, if you have, welcome back. If this is your first time, it's fantastic to have you joining me tonight. So just so that we're all set up with what we need, tonight it's going to be a mat, head cushion, optional. You might not need it at all, but you might do. Depends if you normally would use one or not. And that's about it. So please listen to your body. Please don't do anything that hurts you. Make sure you stay well hydrated. If you need to grab a drink, by all means, we'll grab one. And let's have a really nice hour together. So just to let people get themselves set up, I hope just about before I was going to turn it on, there was some little twinkly snowflakes on the screen. So it might be a snowflakey one. I don't know. I do my best, but sometimes this Facebook does get the better of me, I'll be absolutely honest. So let's just have a little relaxing breath while people get themselves all set up. So when you're ready with me, okay, just getting our neutral position. We're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, hold. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and hold. A swan, breathe in and hold. Breathe out and hold. Lovely. Well, hopefully that's given you time to get any bits and bobs you need together. Also just to relax at the start of our session together. I hope you've had a fantastic week. I confess I've had a brilliant week and feel super refreshed and ready to be back here. So let's start ourselves with our alignment. Well, we always like to start. So just checking feet directly under the pointy bit of the hips. I'm just going to rock forwards and backwards. So allowing the feet to stretch, allowing the toes to really stretch out. And I'm trying just to come all the way up onto my toes, all the way back into my heels. Just to really get that full movement, that full stretch in the feet. Lovely. And coming to let that settle. The feet ideally are pointing forwards. They might need to point out gently. If that's more comfy for you, that's fine. But if you like to, just rolling in, rolling out. As with all of our moves, anything that doesn't feel right, anything twingy, maybe you have weak ankles, maybe this ain't great for you, that's fine. Just relax, just relax. And letting that settle so the body weight's right in the middle of the feet, moving up to the knees. Just make sure those knees are nice and soft from here. Coming up to the pelvis, we've got that bowl of water in the pelvis. And I'm going to tuck it back and forward so the water flows out at the front, water flows out the back. Getting that movement into the lower back. Maybe with all this beautiful weather, maybe you've been busy in the garden, maybe you've been busy seeing friends, going for walks, whatever you might have been doing with yourself. Maybe this is just a little stretch out that you need today. Just tucking under and over and allowing that lower part of the spine to move. So really the upper part is pretty stationary. And it's the under and over of the hips. Lovely. And allowing that to come to settle. So you've got that neutral curve in the lower part of the spine. Now I want you to really stretch out that spine. Draw down the bottom, all the way down the back of the spine, pulling up all the way to the top, and feel yourself grow and lengthen as though there's a piece of string right out to the top of your head. It's just drawing you upwards. You've got a nice long neutral curve in your spine. Okay, let's let the ribs settle directly over the hips. Coming to allow them to be really flat, so they're not flared out, they're just nice and flat. Bring the shoulders forwards, up, back, and slide the shoulder blades down your back. And as you do that, just imagine your hands going into kind of maybe buckets down to the side of you, but you're just drawing those hands down to pull the shoulders away from the ears. So you've got this lovely long neck position. The shoulders gently ease back, the shoulder blades gently squeeze together behind the back. So you've got to stretch all the way across the front. Okay, and from here, looking forward, so the chin is pointing directly forward, your eye gaze is at eye height, and you're just, you know, you could do that Mary Poppins, let's put a book on top of your head, and it would sit there beautifully, and relax. Fantastic. So hopefully that's just giving you the right shape to start our workout tonight. So let's go for that breathing full and wide. If you want to, join me and put your hands on your rib cage. As you breathe in, really allow the ribs to open and let them settle back. So you've got that bellows action. And again, we're taking the time with this breath. We're allowing it to relax us. And just enjoying feeling the movement of the rib cage. So maybe you tend to breathe slightly more shallow. This allows you to really get full and wide breaths, opening out, taking those lungs wide. Okay, and relax it there. And from here we're going to think about our core contractions. So we've got the hips to belt all around the pelvis, 10 notches on the belt. When you're ready with me, breathe in. Tighten that belt, 10th notch on the belt. It all just, oh, it just gets tense up. Okay, just around that core area. And relax. Okay, when you're ready, breathe in. You're going to go to the 5th notch on the belt. So again, you can always feel it down this kind of crease inside the hips there. And release. And next time, let's go full and wide breath in, breathe in. And you just got that gentle tightening of the core. So you've got that 30% contraction, 3 notches on your belt. You just know it's there, okay? It's not going crazy. You know it's there, but you can hold it, you can breathe through it. Lovely. Let's start ourselves getting nice and warm. So to start with, we'll start warming up through the shoulders and the neck. So we'll take one arm up, turn the palm, look in the opposite direction, sweep it down and away. There is no rush. We're going to go up on the other side, palm away, look away, and sweep it down. Okay. So it's a nice, gentle, flowing move. You'll note that the shoulders, whilst the shoulders are working, the shoulder blades are staying pinned down the back. So rather than scrunching the shoulder up, still draw that shoulder blade down. Sweep away. So a nice, flowing, long, strong movement. Nice. And you might want to just see how far you can reach. Maybe you can reach that arm just gently behind your body a little bit. Getting that full range of movement into the front of the body, getting the stretch into the chest, into the front of the shoulder, working through the rotators. Lovely. Sweeping away. Okay. And we'll just do one more. Okay. Fantastic. So from here we're going to do some angel wings. So just imagine sweeping the arms up and back. So now we're going with both arms together. Sweeping up, sweeping back. Again, the shoulder blades still drawn down the back. We're getting a really nice reach and stretch all the way up. Fantastic. Still keeping with the neutral spine, still got that core contraction. Okay, and from here we're going to just warm up through the side of the neck. So let's start in our neutral position. Just drop the ear towards the shoulder. Get a nice stretch down the side. If you wish to increase the stretch, reach down with those fingers towards the floor. If you'd like to, you can use the fingertips just to gently ease the neck down a little bit more, so easing the head down towards the shoulder. Again, if this is in any way twingy, please don't. Please don't. Just make it comfy. Alternative might be, instead of reaching out, just look down towards the shoulder. You'll feel the stretch slightly move around the neck in that case. And bringing it back to the middle, back to neutral, and we'll try the other side. So first thing, ear to shoulder. Just allowing the stretch to start there, then we'll reach down with the fingertips on the opposite side. And if you want to, you can use the fingertips The side that the head's leaning towards, just to gently pull it down, gently, gently. Just to a point of a nice, comfortable stretch. And release that, we're just going to look down. Wonderful. And coming back to the middle, we're going to do some side bends. So just starting slowly, we'll start with the head and the shoulders. So we're going to slowly work down through the spine as we go. And gradually increasing the size of the moves, so the fingertips get closer and closer towards the knee line. Maybe they can go past it, quite flexible, it might go all the way past. You might find that the opposite elbow drifts up towards the ceiling, that's fine. It's fine, it's all good. And let's increase the size of this move by allowing the elbow to come up and taking it over the top. So bring the elbow up and over the top. And it's quite a flowing, sweeping movement. You just feel as the arm goes, it's like a lever just gently easing you over the top. Flexion through the side. It's as though you're between two panes of glass there. So you're kind of staying upright in the front and back plane. We're going over towards the side. Fantastic. And from here, coming back to the middle, we're just going to warm up a little bit of twisting through the core and the spine. We're going to do almost a standing oblique curl. So it's one that you might normally do on your back. So fingertips towards the temples, maybe gently behind the head but not pulling the neck. Okay, so just around the side of the head. We're going to take the shoulder towards the opposite knee. So twisting across. And twisting across. So we've got that sensation of a flex and a twist. There we go, nice and gently. Don't need to make this move too huge. Just coming back through neutral each time. Twist and flex. Lovely. Okay. And hold that there. We're going to do some ski arms where we swing the arm forwards. So I'll show you from the side, it might make more sense. Just going to bring the arms forwards and then flop them back. So we're going into a little squat, but we're allowing the momentum of the arms to dictate the speed. Okay. There's no rush. You're bending through the knees, bending through the hips. The bottom goes back and down. And the body gently sweeps forwards. So instead of with our squat where we try to tend to keep our chest up, we're allowing the chest to come down. The back's still remaining fairly straight, so we're not particularly aiming to flex through the spine. It's more warming up the hips, the knees, the shoulders, a little bit through the elbows, and the fingers are just nice and loose and relaxed. Wonderful. Okay, and release that here, coming back to standing. I'll face you again, it's a little bit easier. I'm just going to do an opening out the gate with the legs. So coming into our neutral position, knees gently bent, take the knee forwards and out to the side and down. So forwards, out to the side and down. You might find as you go forwards, you might want to go actually slightly over the midline to really increase the complete range of motion. So the hips remain pointing forwards, but the knee kind of goes across, round and out. You might want to take it a little bit higher if you'd like to work more into the hip flexor as well. Maybe taking that knee gently higher across the body as well. Okay. And just one more each side. Okay, we're going to do some low kicks. So just kicking forwards, kicking forwards. So again, we're warming up the knees, warming up the quads actually as well, aren't we? There's nice big muscles at the front are really working. If you pop your hands on them, you'll feel them going as you extend the leg out to the front. Foot can remain nice and floppy, or you can let the foot flow with the movement so that the ankle is also warming up as you go. Fantastic. And hopefully we're feeling warm, feeling nice and mobile, nice and flexible. And now it's the exciting bit, it's the balance. I know you love it. I know you love it, because I do. So, you must do. Okay. Right. We're going to go tonight for two balances as always. Tonight we're going to start with our tree pose. So from where we like to begin this one, keep the toes down to start if you wish. Standing knee is bent, hips remain level if you can. Okay, so just holding forwards, but the hips don't move. Imagine those flashlights in the front of the hips. As the knee goes out and in, the hips don't move. Now, if you're feeling good, this is supposed to be on balance, so if you can, take the foot up. So maybe it works really nicely about calf level. Maybe it works really well at knee level. If you are going at knee level, don't press into the side of the knee. So actually I'm barely touching. I don't want you to do any damage to the standing knee. Keep it nice and soft. Keep the leg muscles active and working. And the leg that's rotating is really barely touching. Okay, you might be able to get a little bit higher, and this is where actually I want the Velcro on my socks. That's where I go wrong here. Okay. So it's at your level, as always. If you need to be near something to hold on to, by all means do that. Do safety first. So just work at your level, a bit of a wobble. Work at your level. And we're going to hold it out. So if you can, choose the position you would like to hold this out. I'm going to try and just hold it, and I need to use my hand myself to hold it nice and high. So you can choose where you'd like your arm to be, maybe to the side, a bit more challenging, taking it right above, maybe on the hip. If you can hold the leg in the position you want without using the other hand, by all means mirror, do something with the other arm as well, so maybe have both arms wide if you can. I tend to find my foot slips down my leg whenever I try this. Need those grippy socks. They're quite good. I'll have those on tonight. Lovely. 5, 4, keep standing tall. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Oh my goodness. That really has worked, isn't it? So lots of wobbling in the knee, wobbling in the ankle, but the muscles have worked really hard to keep you in a good position there. Let's try the other side. Okay, so again, just get into the flow of the move by keeping the foot low. So start it just getting the feel for where you're going, the hips still pointing nicely forwards. We still get this nice raised posture. Okay, so the shoulder blades drawn down the back, shoulders relaxed down and away. If you want to, you can start to raise up that leg. Now, maybe this is the point we could play a little bit with our arms. Try a few different positions while the foot's still low enough that you can hold that position. Maybe you're already got your foot round your ear, I don't know. That'd be quite impressive. Lovely, or you can try it with the arms high. Plenty of options to have a go up. Okay, maybe you want to take that leg a little bit higher. Still keep that standing knee soft, hips gently pointing forwards. So you've still got those flashlights in the front pointing straight forwards. Okay, how are we doing? We're feeling it? Awesome. Okay, let's try our held balance. So this is where I will use my hand to help out. Okay, maybe we'll go to the side again. So the standing knee is soft, hips pointing forward, shoulder blades drawn down the back. You've got the core gently contracted, so that hip belt is on the 3rd notch. And ideally, you are looking at something stationary somewhere in front of you. Maybe a light switch, door handle. Don't know. What might you have? Vase, flowers, whatever you've got. Whatever you've got. Okay. Lovely. And I get to look at you, lovely lot. That's good to me. Ooh, wobble. Ooh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Release that there. Oh, let's get a little bit of movement. Give the legs a shake. Get some movement back into it. Now this one, our second balance. It's like a blessing and a curse on calf raises. I love it and I love to hate it because it's really hard. So good, so good. So let's get that neutral position again. Okay, really think about stretching out the feet because that will give you a little bit wider base and you need all the help you can get. Okay. Starting in this neutral position, just coming up onto the toes and back down. So we're going to make this smooth. So this is really going to work the strength of the calves. There's lovely muscles at the back. I mean, if you wear high heels all day, maybe this is a doddle. If you don't, as I don't really, it's really nice and works really hard. Okay, Okay, so I'm just making these moves really slow. If you wish to, you can move the arms at the same time. So maybe you want to draw the arms up and down. Maybe match it to your breathing. Okay. Now, here's the bit where if you would like a challenge, if you're quite happy cracking on with this, you go and stick with the 2 feet. If you would like to have a go, let's try one leg at a time. Okay, we're going to do 8 on each side. So we'll go 1. Oh, and this is really tricky. 2. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'll make 8 here. 3. And as you can see, wobbling is okay. 4. 5. 6. Gosh, you can feel it, can't you? 7. 8. Awesome. Should we try the other side? You might not dare. Let's try it. 1. 2. Oops, bit of a wobble. 3. 4. Cracking as well. Ankles cracking, look at them. Bit of a worry. 6. 7. Go on, you can do it. 8. Right, now, come up onto your toes. Come up. You thought you'd finished. Come up onto your toes. If you do need to kind of totter around, so I'm doing, that's absolutely fine. If you do want to grab on, but we're going to have the arms, if you can, nice and high. And let's hold it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Let's give it a stretch out. I'll show you from the side. So feet are along the contracts, we're just going to push the heel at the back down and flat to the floor. Okay, so the feet are both flat. The step is wide enough that the knee is over the front ankle, but I can still get the back heel to press into the floor. It's enough though that I can stretch that calf. So if you need to, you can tinker with the positioning of your feet, maybe a bit further back, maybe a bit closer in, but get that lovely stretch, pushing the body weight forwards through the front knee, and the back leg makes a straight line with the rest of the body. Okay, wonderful. Lovely old stretch. And switch sides. I'm sure there are some of you out there who are experts and ideal, for whom that was not even a challenge. And there'll be some of you a bit more like me, tottering around a bit. Wonderful. So press that back heel down. Knee, the front knee is gently bent. If you want to, you can have the body weight on the front leg, just avoid the knee area. So have it somewhere maybe on the thigh. I quite like just to have my hands on my hips on this one, it's quite comfy. And it's a straight line all the way down the back, down to the heel. Fantastic. It's time to kind of roll ourselves down, get down onto the mat, but let's do some proper rolling down. We didn't do that last time, so we stayed on the mat, didn't we? It was weird. Let's do some proper rolling down. So standing up in our neutral position to start with, and we're going to build this up. So as you get into the neutral position first of all, breathe in, switch on the core, and as you do that, just tilt the chin and start to peel the spine down. So the shoulders slump, start to peel, maybe go halfway into the spine, not far at all, coming straight back up. We've not really worked in this flexion yet today, so let's really gradually build this up. So starting to go down. Now it is that sensation of restacking. Shoulders come back, head comes up, getting back to neutral. Just re-engaging the core each time. Just have a little check. It's so easy, you've got so many things to think about that you forget your core again. So I'm always a big fan, whenever you start and end a move, just to check. Am I in neutral? My shoulders down, core contracted. And from here, tilt the chin, start that slump and peel. Wonderful. And each time you go down, just go that a little bit further. Maybe you do like to time this with your breathing. I actually quite like to just keep it really slow. Give my body time to adjust. Now, if you've got that little clunky sensation, like you've got a couple of vertebrae you can't quite separate, just maybe stay in a position, maybe just ease down, maybe feathering on the way, just gently rocking side to side. Allow your body to gradually find that position. I know there are some positions that I get into, often when I'm going
In the gym kind of actually, between a split and a lunge, my back doesn't quite know what to do with itself in between those two, so you just need to give it time and reset it in between. Just reset, get that neutral position, rethink, where are the curves, where should they be? Going down. And slowly the head is heavy. So it's gradually pulling the spine down to the floor. Should be maybe around 3/4 of your normal range of motion on this now. So we've still got a couple to go, there's no rush. And if you need to, you can have a little bend at the knee. If it's the hamstrings that you're holding you back, by all means, bend at the knee. Allow your body up the shoulders, head, or just to hang. And draw a length through the spine. Okay, we're going to come up one more time, and next time we go down, let's stay there. So spine neutral at the top first. Get neutral, get the core on when you're ready. Tilt the chin, feel the spine. And then hang. Get to that bottom position and just hang here. It's the head just having the crown of the head pulling right down. If you want to, you can hold the elbows with the opposite hand, maybe let the arms hang there, or gently swing side to side. And maybe that will ease you slightly further down. I just felt myself go down a little tiny bit when I started that swing. It's really nice. Getting a nice stretch into the hamstrings, but that's not really the focus. It's more the kind of release and relax of the back and the upper body. Just allow yourself to hang there. Don't need to lock out of the knee. You have a nice little bend there. And the shoulders, the arms just really weighting you down. Lovely. So from here we're going to come down lying onto our back. So if you bend at the knee, come down however you comfortably would. So maybe you just come into a sitting position and gently roll down. So we're going to find our neutral position from here on our back. So starting with the feet together, take the heels out, take the toes out. So feet, knees and hips are nicely aligned. Okay, from here remember we're going to rock through the pelvis. So you've got that torch on the front of the pelvis that's gently pointing down over your feet, pointing up over your head. And you're really emphasising that arch in the lower back. You're pushing the back down towards the floor, arching all the way up towards the ceiling, and it's just really nice and controlled and allows you that movement. So that from the standing roll down we've been doing, we've got some really nice flexibility all the way down the spine. This is giving us that extra little bit just at the bottom of the spine. And slowly coming to allow that to hit neutral. So the torch is pointing directly up, you've got a small arch under the lower back, so you would just fit a couple of fingers underneath your back here. Okay, the rib cage is nice and heavy, the ribs are relaxed down into the body, the shoulders are relaxed down into the floor, they're nice and heavy, which opens up the chest, and the shoulder blades gently ease and squeeze together as though they're easing down towards the back pockets. The hands will naturally either come up towards the ceiling, maybe pointing towards the legs, and the chin is pointing up. If you would normally have something like a cushion behind your head, by all means you can have that there. We're going to start with a 100, okay. So we've got our neutral position. Let's just get our breathing back. Go for that full and wide. Wonderful. Just relax. If you're holding any tension, give it a wobble, give it a shake. Just relax. When you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core, and as you breathe out, I just want you to float one knee up towards the ceiling. We're just going to hold this position to start with. So at the moment I've got some weight pressed into the floor on the leg that's still down, the knee's directly over the hip. Everything is relaxed kind of from tummy button upwards. It's just really chilled, it's really relaxed. The foot's chilled, the calf is chilled, just relaxed. We're working into that hip flex, we're working into the core to hold the position.
and we're not particularly twisted. The hips are nicely, evenly placed onto the ground. If this is feeling good and you're quite happy to try it, then by all means, almost lift this leg off the floor so you've got that sensation of the piece of paper trying to slip out. Wonderful. If this is feeling good now and you would like to try it, you can try raising it so we've got both legs raised at once. Okay. So both knees over the hips. Again, the upper body's just relaxed. And if you want to bring the arms into it, you can bring the arms up. I'm just going to take them wide and up. So breathe out, breathe in. So the core is working very hard indeed, holding this position. So you might have one leg up, you might have both legs up. If you've got one leg up, you might have quite a bit of weight on the standing leg, or you might have very, very little weight. So a few options here available. Okay, just a couple more breaths, because we'll be repeating this on the other side. Okay, last one. Now bring the arms down, bring one leg down, and the other leg down. Okay, lovely. Just have a little hip flexor release on the leg that's done the most work in that particular work. Wonderful. We're going to repeat the same on the other side. So it's quite a kind of static lower body movement. It really works this hip flexors nice and hard. And holds that core position. So back to neutral. If you need to, just find your neutral with your pelvis. Okay, and from here, let's build it up again so we're nice and relaxed. Follow my breathing. Breathe in, switch on the core. As you breathe out, float the other leg up towards the ceiling. Hopefully you've remembered which one it is. It's always a danger. Always a danger. Okay. If this is feeling good and you'd like to, just almost lift the standing leg off the floor. So I can feel that tension suddenly kicking in around the core. Pelvis is still remaining level. The hips still have kind of an even weighting, so the back of the hips still weighted really nicely against the floor. Now you may want to stick with this, or if you feel ready to, on your next breath out, you can lift the other leg. Okay, so again, knees over the hips. Lower body kind of working hard here to here. Nice and floppy at the bottom. Nice and floppy above. Tummy button up. Not your actual bottom, that wouldn't be good. Don't want a floppy bottom. But lower part of the legs. Okay. Oh, I've got the giggles again. Okay, when you're ready. If you'd like to bring those arms in. So float the arms up. And we'll just work. You breathe out. And in. Out. And bear in mind your breathing rate might be quite different to mine. Okay, let me just remind you, tummy button upwards should be chilled, okay? If you find that you're clenching for dear life, take one of the legs down, okay? Maybe you are working with one leg down, that's absolutely fine. Okay, again, just relax out the feet, maybe give them a little wobble, give them a little shake. Take those the shoulders away from the ears, and definitely take your elbows away from your ears, that would be good. Take your shoulders away from your ears, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Okay, just a couple more. Last one. Now to release the arms. Take one leg down, take the other leg down. Awesome. We'll release that hip flex that's done more work this side now. Fantastic. And for your next move, I want to bring you to a sitting position. So you might want to keep hold of this leg to gently roll yourself up. Okay, when you're ready, just roll it up. We're going to do a seated twist. So please find a position that's comfortable for you. I know not everybody finds it so comfy sitting on your bottom like this or crossing your legs. If you find it easier to be maybe on your knees, maybe you want to sit on a little stool or a chair, I want to get you into that really nice neutral spine position, so whatever works for you, maybe sitting on a block or your head cushion or rolling off the front of a ball. So just as an example tonight, I'll do it sitting on a block, but just find a position where you can get your spine nice and long and tall, and that will vary for all, depending on different flexibility around hips, hamstrings, all those things, and how your back kind of feels and settles. So I'm going to go for cross-legged tonight. So finding a neutral position there with the spine, where the spine is nice and long, you can draw down at the tailbone, you can pull up through the top of the head, and you've got that neutral curve all the way through the spine. Okay, so we're sitting nice and tall, shoulder blades back and down, legs just wherever is comfy, be absolutely honest, wherever suits you, wherever you can hold your hips evenly against the floor. So for me, I'm able to do that in this cross-legged position without kind of swaying too far one way or the other. So find the one that works for you. Okay, the upper body I suggest to start with, you have thumbs kind of towards your sternum, maybe forefingers on towards your chin, and the aim is to keep your sternum and your chin pointing in the same direction. So from this neutral position, breathe in, switch on the core, and as you breathe out, twist just the upper body, and breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in. So we've got this seated twist tonight. So what are we thinking about with this one? We're thinking about keeping those hips level and on your cushion, floor, mat, seat, whatever you're on. Okay, so that you're not kind of twisting the hips to one side or the other. The hips shouldn't move. So that lower part of the body is not moving at all, and it's quite relaxed. Imagine you're twisting around like a broom handle or something behind you. So you've got a nice long spine. So as you go, you're still focusing on lengthening through the spine as you twist. So it's not that we're collapsing into this movement, we're going around and back. Okay, wonderful. Keeping the spine long, keeping the shoulder blades down, seeing how far you can get that upper body around each time. Now if you would like to work a little bit harder with the upper body, you might wish to do it kind of with the Cossack arms. So in this case, I'm keeping my gaze kind of directly over pretty much where my watch is actually, so roughly where your wrists go over each other. But it means that the arms are working a little bit harder. I have to think about moving the head with the shoulders. So it's as though you're wringing out a rag. Imagine your spine is like a long rag that you're pulling and wringing out. If you would like to work a little bit harder, you can extend the arms wide, bringing it back. Lovely, we'll just do one more each side. Fantastic. And release that there, relax. Okay. If you have been using your cushion or whatever, we're going to go back down onto our backs here. So we can get rid of that for now. And back down to the same position we were in before. So if you did have a head cushion, by all means grab it back. You don't need one if you don't usually have one. Okay, but finding that neutral position, so heels out, toes out, knees, hips, feet in line. Quick rock through the pelvis. We've been here already before. Right, relax it there. Everything nice and heavy, everything nice and relaxed. Okay. This time we're going to do some leg slides. So when you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core, we're going to alternate. So you're just literally sliding the leg away, bringing it back. So again, what I want you to think about is really maintaining evenness in the pelvis. So it's not one of the more intense exercises for the lower body, but it's one therefore that we can think about really carefully. So feel that sensation behind the back of the hips, of the weight of the hips on the floor. The core is controlled, and you're just sliding the leg away, bringing it back. So as you breathe out, and exhale, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. to, you can just take that gently away from the mat. So you might just have the foot half an inch off the floor. But it is essentially going along the floor, there and thereabouts. If you would like to increase the intensity a little bit, just don't quite put much weight on the leg that goes down. So almost lift it up and extend, bring it back, and that should really kick in that core. But again, thinking about keeping the hips evenly onto the floor. So I've almost got the stationary leg floating, just gently touching and extending, bringing back in so it's blowing out. Blowing in. Okay, let's just do a couple more each side. Wonderful, but keeping it really calm, really thinking and feeling how your body is responding to this. Last one. Lovely. Hopefully that was quite a nice sensation for you to feel your body moving. I feel like I'm really far down my room tonight. Okay, let's do some hip rolls. So take your feet a little bit wider so your knees are a bit wider than hip distance apart. Your feet may be towards the edge of your mat, something like that kind of distance. If you want to, you can have the arms nice and wide. We're just going to allow the legs to fall either side. So you've got that windscreen wiper action. Just flowing side to side. You can just relax with this one, it's lovely, isn't it? Okay, next time the legs come towards me, take that back leg over the top, pin down the shoulder at the back of the body. And if you want to, you can use the hand at the front just to gently ease the knee down. If you want to, just to also keep that twisting sensation, look towards the back arm. Now, depending on how much space, this might always be around different bits of furniture, animals, coffee tables, children, all sorts of different things. So just do with your upper body, kind of however you need to get around it. Okay, bring that back in. And we'll just do a couple of sweeps each side. And then we're going to take the front leg over towards the back. Ooh. We go around the furniture, we're all good. And looking over the front arm this time. So really feeling that lovely twist. So you've got all the twisting down that lower part of the spine. The shoulder blade on the front arm is really pressed down in towards the floor. And you can use that back hand just to ease the knee towards the floor. And release that there. Our next move, we're actually going to come over onto our side. I would suggest you do use something like a head cushion. If you don't have a head cushion, head pad, by all means you can rest on your arm if that's comfy for you to do so, but I quite like to use a head cushion. We're going to do some arm opening. Hooray! Love an arm opening. Okay, so in the lower body, knees stacked, ankles stacked, hips stacked. Ease that top hip away to give yourself a little gap underneath your waist. But the idea being you look like you've fallen off a chair, so 90 degrees here and here. The shoulder blades are drawn down the back, the shoulders are away from the ears as best as you can be when lying on your side. But you've got a reasonably straight spine in this direction by pushing that top hip away. From here, breathe in, switch on the core. As you breathe out, just float the arm over. As I often say to you, I really like to slow this move right down. So what can be nice, just to breathe out, on the way out, and in on the way down. But really taking that back shoulder
towards the floor, that shoulder blade. Now thinking about keeping this hip stacked, so not really allowing the part below the tummy button to move. You're still pushing that top hip away. You've still got that gap under the waist. You're watching the arm go over and come back. And really getting a lovely twist through the spine and opening out of the chest and opening out of the shoulder. And why don't we hold this next one out? Just hold it there. Have a couple of breaths with it just open there. And maybe while you're holding this position, you can give it enough time that it can gently ease a little bit further back. If you need to, check that your hips are where you think they should be. Pushing that top hip away, but also remaining stacked so not flopping backwards. Bring it back in. We'll just do a couple more moving. Oh, it's so good. Love an arm opening. So good. I think this could be my favourite twisting position. Brilliant. Okay. And just releasing it there. Wonderful. Let's pop over onto our tummies. So get rid of your head cushions. This is the point when I'll give up on my glasses. There's not a lot to see. We're going to do some swan dives. So finding that prone neutral position, so the arms are almost in a capital E with the head, and looking down towards the floor. Toes together, let the heels flop out to the side, gently tuck the pelvis under, so you're gently pressing the pubic bone in towards the floor. If you need to, and it's really uncomfortable, if you've got a rolled up towel or a soft cushion or something, if you're quite uncomfortable doing that on your pelvis, that might make it that little bit more comfy for you. Okay. So we've got a full of my breathing. When you're ready, just going to work the upper back, so engage the core, work the upper back just to lift the head and chest gently. Bring it back down. And we'll build this up as we always do. So we start by the engaging of the upper back. If that's feeling good, upper back gently into the forearms. So you're getting a little bit more extension into the front of the body, but you're always focused on the upper back first before going through into the forearms, because we're working to strengthen that upper back and extend out through the front of the body. It's kind of a dual purpose. If this is feeling good, it's back, forearms into hands, and reverse it on the way down. So back, forearms, hands, hands, forearms, back. And if this is feeling good and you'd like to use that lower body as well, you can either one leg at a time or both legs together. As the head is down, gently lift up through the legs. It's like a rocking horse, the bottom of a rocking horse motion. So the upper body goes down, the legs come up. And it may be that you want to do it with you might not like using your legs, actually that might not work for you, it might be a bit twingy on the lower back, or it might work better for you that as you do it one leg at a time. So you go down, maybe do one leg, coming up and down, the other leg. What are the big focuses here? If you get nothing out of this exercise but learning to engage and strengthen your upper back, I am all for that. So if you stick with this small motion where it's absolutely your upper back working and the lengthening through the front, strengthening through the back, I am all about that. I think that's fantastic. Or if the upper part of the move doesn't work for you and you really want to focus on that glute strength, because the legs are long and the glutes do the lifting for you. So there's no work into the hamstrings here. You're not really bending at the knee. The knee's not tight, it's not straightened out really hard, but it's also not doing any work to bend. So those are the big things for me. Everything else is a bonus from my perspective. It may be that you need that stretch at the front of the body, and maybe actually for you, that might be a super important part about this move. Okay, we'll just do one more. And relax it down here. Wonderful. From here, I'm just going to pop you back into child's pose. So pressing down with the hands under the shoulders, pressing through all fours, and then going down back into child's pose to allow that lower back just to flex in the other direction. And releasing any tension there. So ideally pushing the hips down towards the feet. You can keep the arms either above the head, or you might prefer having them down by the feet and just allowing the shoulders to flop forwards. Okay. And from here we're going to pop up into all fours. So coming into our all fours position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to go for that neutral spine, so tap the hips under and over, under and over. I'm going to sneak in a few small press ups. We're going to be tricep press ups, they'll be so quick you won't even notice them. Okay? All good. So in that neutral position, knees, hips and feet are nicely aligned, the ankles are nicely aligned, the shoulder blades are drawn down the back, you're imagining you're screwing the hands into the floor, elbow creases pointing forwards towards the head, the hands are slightly wider than the knees to reflect the shoulders being slightly wider than the hips. When you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core, and as you breathe out, it's a gentle tricep push-up, so just bring the elbows towards the waist, and the nose comes down towards the floor. We're just going to do 3 press-ups, 3 little tricep press-ups. So you're bending at the hips, taking the weight into the hands, press down with the palms to come up. 3 of those, 3 thread the needle. So down, and open it through, so the hand is going down and through. Open up and down through. And we'll switch sides, 3 on the other side. We're going to do 3 sets of these 3s. So trying to get the shoulder through, head down towards the mat, opening up and out. So back to our tricep press up position, just make sure you're in your neutral. I always do recommend this, and when you're ready, elbows back, press through the palm to come up. Okay, as always, if you don't find this so comfy on the wrists, by all means you can go into some kind of fist down position if that works better for you. Might straighten out that wrist joint a little bit for you. Otherwise, really spreading the fingers to share that weight into the hand, keeping it nice and even. The middle finger points up above kind of your direction of your head. So your fingers are nice and spread. The palm is nice onto the floor, nice and flat. There we go. Right, last set through. Are you ready? So get your neutral, drawing your core when you're ready. So nose towards the mat, press it up. So elbows going back, press it up. Last time. And 3 thread the needles. You see? Press ups all done. You barely even noticed them. We're all good. 2 and 3. And switch sides. Really opening out, so you're going from the chest pointing all the way in one direction to all the way in the other. And back to neutral. Wonderful. So from here, we're going to need to do our arm opening on the other side. I'll just retrieve my glasses, then I can see again. Hooray! Okay, so back with our cushion. Coming to the arm opening. So on the side, as we were before, as though we've fallen off a chair, push the top hip away. Shoulder blades drawn down the back, nice and neutral in the spine. When you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core. As you breathe out, just going to float that top arm over.
nice and slow and steady. So maintaining the hips pointing up towards the ceiling, the steps nicely, but trying to ease that shoulder, the top arm back towards the floor. So the shoulder blade back towards the floor, the chest really opening out. So in the same way with our seated twist, we're thinking about rotating around a long spine like a broom handle. It's the same deal. Absolutely the same deal. You've got the weight of your arm in this plane of motion. You've got the weight of your arm now helping you to open out through the chest. Obviously when you're seated, it's just kind of the work of your muscles as such. You don't have any help from gravity. Now you've got that little bit of help just to ease the chest open. Okay, how about we hold this next one? Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. So just have a little reset on your position. Core still contracted, spine still nice and long, top hip pushed away, knees stacked, ankles stacked, hips stacked up towards the ceiling. Gently allowing that back shoulder blade to come down towards the mat. And start that move back up again if you're ready. Here we go, just a couple more. Wonderful. And relax it there. We're just going to have a good old stretch. So you don't need your head cushion anymore. If you want to lie on your back for me to start with, we're going to do that butterfly stretch. So if you bring the feet together, just let the knees flop wide, so you're opening out through the inner thighs. And if you want to, you can have the hands over the head, maybe hands holding onto opposite elbows. So your back will naturally arch more than it normally would be, that's fine. You're getting a nice stretch through the abdominals, a stretch into the inner thighs. Chest relaxes, lovely. To a seated position, so if you want to, you can hang on to the leg to help you roll up. So just rolling up, lovely. And we're going to stretch out through the shoulders, so have the legs however is comfy for you, I don't mind. I always quite like a little cross-legged position, but imagine you're hugging around a tree, drop the head down, draw the shoulder blades wide, and really opening out around the back. So you've got the shoulders pulling apart, stretch across the back. That's great. Okay, and from here, if we release the arms, we're going to come over onto all fours. We'll do a couple of rounds of cat and cow. Okay, so from our neutral position, drop the tummy, lift the head. Really stretch through the front of the body, get a nice stretch there. I've been doing this for our Swan Dive tonight as well. And then taking the back, centre the back up towards the top of the ceiling, letting the head drop down, really rounding out through the back. And going through those two positions. Fantastic. Okay, and from here, I'm just going to get you to step one leg forward. We're going to do a hip flexor stretch. So if you step one leg forward, so you kind of overstep it so that you've got an angle into the back leg, and you're going to push the hip down and forwards, stretching really nicely through the hip flexor. Now tonight, if you'd like to, you can add a twist into this. So you're twisting over the front leg. So you can either just take the arm in front and take the other arm behind. So you've got a lovely twist round. But the focus, the main focus is that hip flexor stretch to start with.
that. We're going to push the body weight backwards, straighten out that front leg and get a hamstring stretch while we're here. So just allowing the body weight to be supported by the fingertips in front. We're pushing the bottom back and down, straightening through the leg, getting the stretch to the back of the leg, and gently, if you can, easing the chest forwards towards the leg. And release that. We're going to switch sides. So I'll just bend that front leg so I can sweep it round, take the other leg forwards, overstep so that the knee is over the front ankle, but the hip is kind of forwards of the back knee if you can. So pushing the hips down towards the floor here. And if you wish to, again, getting that twist. So reaching behind with one arm, reaching if you can, the front arm past the knee, but still keeping the knee over the ankle, so not collapsing the knee in towards the middle. Still keeping that position nice and strong. It's nice and open, it's a really lovely stretch. Fantastic. And from here, release that, and we're going to push the body weight backwards, straighten out the front leg, allow the toes to come up if you wish. And we're going to get a stretch down the hamstring. So again, support the body weight onto the fingertips. Really feeling that and gently easing the chest towards the leg. And release that. We're going to sweep that leg back around again. Ready to be standing up. So tuck the toes behind you. Use the hands to press the feet backwards, straighten out through the leg first of all, rolling up through the spine, nice and comfortably. Coming back to our neutral position. We'll just do a couple of shoulder rolls. Oh, that's run late. Sorry, guys. Only a couple of minutes. Oh, a minute's well spent, isn't it, when it's a stretch? It's always minutes well spent. Right, fantastic. It has been wonderful as always to spend this hour with you. I do hope you'll join me again next week. Give me a like, give me a share, say hello, any of those things, always very gratefully appreciated. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic week and enjoy the wonderful weather we have now got upon us. So I'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.